I really do hate her voice. Hello, everybody, 4:30. And everybody, I think, knows me, so we haven't got to do any introductions. So let's go forth. By the way, thumbs up if you feel you've done a great business for yourself during November. Happy with what you've achieved? Yeah, I see a nodding head. Yeah,
Good,
yeah. Okay, because it was today. You've got till midnight to get your turkey and all those bits and bobs. So there's been lots of activity that I've seen in the teams. It's been quite amazing, actually. But what I'm going to do today is we're going to hit upon the subject about the energy crisis and how that's going to impact us. I'm going to say to you, first of all, in all of my 19 years that I have been a partner, I have never in my whole life as a partner known what I am seeing now. This really, really is the golden opportunity. All right, and I'm going to explain why, the 3 reasons. And it is all on your screen, so I'm going to screen share and show you what I'm talking about. So hopefully all of you can see my partner portal, the main page, the dashboard, yeah? Telling us no days. There we are, you've got 7 hours, 27 minutes and 7 seconds going down. Okay, now what I want you to see is this bit here. And I'm going to click on that. And hopefully you're all going to see, 1, the energy market is in crisis, costs are rising, suppliers are going under. 2, uncertainty means people are interested in their home services like never before. 3, everybody saves. Guaranteed you save. Could everyone go on mute because I can hear lots of background noise. Guarantees you can save the money when you when the value of those savings are at their highest. And 4, introducing new people to UW has never been easier. And really, number 4 should be the thing that you're really thinking about, because this is showing people we have the very, very best opportunity that there is. Ladies and gentlemen, there are many, many opportunities out there. Many years ago, somebody offered me the chance of buying an oven cleaning service. All right, now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not that keen about cleaning my own oven, although I like a clean oven. But I was shown that if I outlaid £25,000, I could have a van with all the equipment and the liquids to go round to people's houses in a postcoded area and clean their ovens. And at that time, it was for £30 a pop. And I remember thinking, my gosh, what a big investment. £25,000 with no guarantees, and you are limited to a postcoded area. So what's our outlay? It's ridiculous. It's £10. £10 with absolutely no risk, with essential services, not things that people have to buy and sell. I was at a Christmas fete on Sunday with another partner, and all around us were tables loaded to the gunnels with stuff, be it fudge, cakes, Christmas decorations, things that people had knitted and made. And I thought to myself, look at all that stuff that they have to cart around and they've got to sell. Now, if you take, for example, the cake stall, we were both saying, well, there's an opportunity with not much shelf life, because if they don't sell the stuff within a given day or two, it's dumped. And even some of the others very much, you know, there's a shelf life to that. So products and services, think about this. Every single day, whether we like it or not, we are showing somebody that these are essential services. They are recession proof. They are weatherproof. They're pandemic proof. And you have to use them. And in fact, we've now discovered in pandemics, guess what? Everybody uses them more because they stay in and they're using their gas and electric and their broadband and their mobiles. This is the ultimate business to be in. And what makes it so formidable, and I'm going to say this, is because, do you know what? You're not asking them to buy anything. You're saying to them, and I learnt this off Steph Longworth, look, carry on using these services, transfer your spend through to Utility Warehouse and always pay less. But actually now get it on one simple bill. Get one direct debit, one password, and by the way, stunning customer service. Do you know what? These may be boring, but they are the best thing to deal with no financial outlay. Absolutely stunning. So that's why I just thought I'd really talk about that. Okay, so let's show you reasons why this is really good. And I've got them all prepared. There's all these little click-ons, okay? And I've got the click-ons ready. So here we go. Utility Warehouse have already told us, we understand why recent media coverage of the UK energy market has many people worried, but we'd like to reassure all our customers that we're continuing to operate as normal and are protected from the pricing volatility many other providers are experiencing. It's well documented that wholesale energy prices, the cost suppliers pay to buy energy, has risen to record levels in recent weeks. This has been compounded by the government's price cap, the upper limit at which the energy suppliers can charge customers on variable tariffs, which has meant a number of UK suppliers are no longer able to operate sustainably. In fact, some have stopped trading. In fact, we're looking at nearly 30 have stopped trading in the last 2 months. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So UW is well positioned to weather the storm. And this means that as a UW customer, your service will continue. We can say this with real confidence for 3 key reasons. Firstly, the structure of our wholesale energy agreement means that the cost of the energy we buy is protected against pricing volatility, both today and in the future. In fact, they have an wholesale energy agreement until 2033. How clever is that? Secondly, we're more than just an energy provider. We have a unique multi-service offer that also spans broadband, mobile, insurance. This generates a number of different revenue streams, which means that we're not reliant on energy. That's stability. And finally, we've always taken a long-term approach to pricing while still offering competitive tariffs to all our customers. We've spent the last 25 years building a stable and sustainable business, and we plan to be around for many years to come. So there you are. Isn't that fabulous? That is not just confidence for customers, that is confidence for us. Okay, that's confidence for us. So what else was on that page that we looked at? Okay, there's lots and lots of other things. Okay, many things that you can read in here. Okay, there's lots of things you can click on, folk, if you wish to, but I would suggest don't get too bogged down. Don't become a Wikipedia about energy, and don't relay masses of information about energy. I always advocate, you know, ask questions, and if people ask you questions, answer them, but please don't start feeding them loads and loads of information, which means that there is so much in front of them. The fact is they become confused, and what do confused people do? Nothing. That's a reality. Simple is the best option, okay? But let's give you some more stuff. So let's talk about everybody saves. Okay, now I'm not sure if everybody really understands this. It's all here, but I'm now going to stop the share and I'm going to talk to you in the simplest way that I know how I've understood everybody saves and it's worked. So in a nutshell, you're going to come across people. You're going to do the presentation as you would normally, asking questions along the way. For example, when the first Joanna Lumley video comes, it says, by the way, you'll notice it says here, when you watch it, please make a note in your head of all the different benefits she talks about, because I'm going to ask you what you like best. Now, I tell you why I always preface that video with that information. If you don't, and you just play it, and then you ask them what they like best, you can bet your bottom dollar that they haven't really taken that much notice, and they come out with absolute rubbish. And sometimes they even come out with things like, oh, is that her cottage? and all sorts of stuff that is of utter irrelevance. So if you actually preface that with, I'd like to know what you like best, you're actually going to get them to take note, really study it, and then you're going to get the answer, which matters to them most. And I'm going to say this to you, it's not very often that people say about the savings. I predominantly find they say, I really like the idea of that one bill. It's so many times that people say that. It's quite interesting, okay? But there are other screens that are going to come up, including multiple suppliers and unexpected price hikes, which is actually the one before the Joanna Lumley video. And that's a point at which I feel you can explain everybody saves, or you can wait to the page that it does. Now, what everybody saves means is it's the last resort. When you do your comparison of what they're currently spending and what Utility Warehouse spend, and by the way, whatever they say a month, I times it by 12. And I have a sheet that is annual, because I tell you what, giving it to them annually has massive impact. The lady I did on Friday was £935 a year saving on a like for like against Sky, Vodafone, and Shell Energy. Okay, she also wanted the boiler cover. She had been with British Gas as I had, and it was a massive saving there. So actually, do you know what? When we worked it out, £935 a year, would you agree that that sounds pretty impressive stuff? 935, if we divide it by 12 months, is £77.91 a month saving. Now that's still impressive, but you know what? It's much more impressive saying, would you like to save £935 a year? Have this now on a simple bill. Oh, and by the way, we haven't even entertained the cashback yet. You'll find that it's a fantastic close. But if you meet someone and you're not going to get that, like I did with my architect, I went to see him because the conversation when he was helping me transpired that he's with a company called Outfox the Market. Now, Outfox the Market is one of those small ones. Hasn't yet gone under, but I think it will. And in a nutshell, he had a fixed rate that was going to run until May 2022, the end of May 2022. Absolutely stunning prices, completely not around anymore. Does everybody understand that? That when he took his fixed rate out, May, earlier this year, we didn't have an energy crisis on our hands, okay? And so he got incredible rates with a company that is definitely running unsustainably. So I said to him, as we went through it, oh, you're going to love this. Whatever happens, you're going to save money. And he said, how's that going to be? I said, well, you see these prices. And when we brought up the equivalent fixed with us at that point, which was now about 2 months ago, I said to him, what Utility Warehouse are going to do is basically, and hear these words, they're going to honour what you're already paying on that fixed rate until May 22. Then you're in a fixed rate with Utility Warehouse, which will be the very best on the market at the time, that will continue until the end of September 2022. So what they're going to do is take that pricing, add it all up. There was also, we were a little bit more expensive on the mobile than he was currently paying. We were cheaper on the phone and broadband, but it didn't matter. All the bills went up. He saved them as PDFs, and I just sent them all up to everybodysaves@uw.co.uk. And basically what the company have done is worked it out, and they're crediting him each month on his bill to the value of what the savings should have been had he stayed on that fixed rate. But they're guaranteeing that in addition, he can still save another £150. Now, where's that? £50 if he decides to take the smart meters, which he did. £50 because they give £50 credit with the cashback card. How nice is that? This is when it's a double gold. And then another £50, which is the bit where they absolutely guarantee you're going to save money. So all in all, about 150 saving on something in terms of pricing that's not even available and around. He turned round to me as I explained it and said, that's phenomenal, Lisa. I said, I know. I said, it gives me great pleasure to say how wonderful that is for you. And now you haven't got all the worry of outfox the market going under and what that could present. Now you're with a company that's sustainable. And you've also got the likes of myself that is going to help you with the transition and everything. Has everybody, please give me a hands up if you've understood what I've just said there. Yeah, no, some of you haven't. Please unmute yourself and ask the question if you're not sure. Alan, explain.
Yeah,
you're not,
I understand.
You do? Oh, you do understand. Okay. Yeah. All right. Anybody not understanding, please don't. Yeah, please don't. If you do understand, fantastic. If you don't, this is the time to ask. All right. And there's no such thing as a stupid question. Yeah, that's brilliant. That means, oh, go on, Alan.
I have contact whose broadband is fibre broadband is £27. They've got a special deal that goes on well after 1 year. Just wondered whether the Everybody Saves would actually cover the time after that 1 year.
If you read small print, they'll do it for 12 months. Let me show you. I'll share my screen. Okay. Hang on a minute. It's for their first 12 months.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you can do, guys, you can click on this in that, you know, that this here. All right. It's all there. Okay. There's the Everybody Saves. Yeah, it's just that one there. And you can read the detail. But what I've tried to do is give it to you in a very, very simple fashion. All right, a very, very simple fashion. And it
Yeah.
really does work. It's excellent. Now, what else is there? This is really vital. This is all part on that page, supporting. All right. So we've talked about supporting customers. All right. I'm trying to find actually, no, energy. I want to say area, getting on supported appointments. Okay. So all of you lucky people. All right. You've all got someone. All right. I can stop the share on that. You've all got somebody that would definitely support you. There's Annette here, all right, that's definitely clued up on how to do this. There are lots of people. There's Stuart Edmonston. There is myself. There are many, many people that really know how to do this, and you only have to ask. So what the company have done, because I believe in being very transparent and explaining it, the company has now realized and said the value of a supporting appointment makes a massive difference. And really, I suppose you could say the lockdown last year was what really brought it about, because people fumble in the early days. Yes, there's training, and the training is excellent. We've got virtual getting started. We've got virtual getting started classroom training. There is telephone practice. There's getting gold, double gold appointment. There's so many. If you're not making use of these resources, you are missing a trick, guys, because Big Al, Tom Schreiter, says, skills pay the bills. And the reality is, when you start to get skilled, you become competent. And when you're competent, that's when you become confident. And people buy our confidence. Always have, always will. So you cannot take enough training, and it's free. My God, it's just unbelievable. I know there are people that have come from other networks. I know Gilly has, I know Annette has, I know other people have come from other networks where they charge for this stuff. And this is all free. And I go on them, even the stuff that you could say, well, why does Lisa Ware need to go on a virtual getting started classroom training? And that's because I want to know what new people are receiving. And it gives me a complete framework that I know what they're receiving and what's going on. So I consider it's really important to refresh. I redid the online training for getting started. I was gobsmacked. Gosh, Annette, do you remember the days when we used to go off for training, and it was 5 hours with a lunch in between, and then there would be, I know Jen's nodding, an op in the evening, and that was only College of Excellence part 1. Then you went again for another day for part 2, learning how to recruit. I did this getting started training, and I couldn't believe it. I did it in an hour. An hour.
I remember we had to get there for about 10 o'clock in the morning, didn't we?
Yeah. Do you know what?
We didn't finish until after the op, and about 9:30.
Yeah. And do you know what? When I did this online training, I thought about it and thought, do you know what? There's everything there that I need to know, really, to get going, to get started. So the name is absolutely perfect. Now, I didn't go into the deep dive, which I think if I had, that might have been another half an hour or so. But I mean, at my level, I really didn't need to do that. I knew what was, I had a look at it, but I just thought, wow, isn't that sensational? So you can bring someone new in and say to them, you know, training is going to be a maximum hour and a half, max 2 hours. So that's good. Now, why do I advocate all this? Because do you know what? It's going to help us. It's going to help all of us. Okay. And in terms of what's going on at the moment, if you still feel you want some support on appointments, then there are many of us that will help you. And the company now says, what will happen no matter where you are in the business. Let's say you were a senior team leader and you put this down for a number of years, just like Stuart Edmonston did. 7 years he put it down. Please don't do that. Okay. But coming back, he can have supported appointments, and all that happens is that customer bonus is shared equally, because basically the person that's supporting is doing all the work, and generally speaking, the other person is sitting writing notes. Okay, so you can have support on any appointment whenever you want, but that's what happens there. All right, so that is really, really formidable stuff. So in regards to the energy crisis, there is not going to be a better time than this. I don't know if you're aware, but across the 4 tariffs of standard variable, gold energy, double gold variable, and double gold fixed, we beat the lot. What's out there and what's left. Such confidence. It's absolutely stunning. And we're not even talking about cashback, because when you throw in the cashback, as I say to anyone, I get on average, my accountant says to me, about £600 a year cashback. That's a lot of money. Please take this on board, something you can use. He also says, Lisa, it's working smart with your money, because that money you get back, you haven't earned, paid tax and insurance on, it's worth 25% more. That's like £900. So when you get somebody and they could have a savings, say, of £30 a month coming off their bills, 360, tell them that. That's like worth 25% more. Do you know what? That's your phone and broadband wiped out, never paid for. How clever is that? I say to folk, it means for me, it completely destroys my electric bill. When I'm showing my bill, when I'm on a 20k giveaway stand, I'm saying to them, look, it wipes out my electric. How would you like to see your services eliminated by your everyday spending? How much confidence can you have with folk? This is formidable. And we are the very best on energy. So any questions, guys? Hopefully I've explained that well. Anything else you want to know on that score?
One question. You've put somebody on Everybody Saves, yep. They keep their existing contract, well, not contract, sorry, they keep their existing rate with your example of outfox the market. When they then, at the end of that, you said May, I think, what tariff is it they go on with UW? Is that a fixed tariff again? Because you mentioned...
Well, no. What? Right, they go on to our fixed tariff, the double gold fixed. That's what he's on. But what's happening is Utility Warehouse are crediting him each month the equivalent of the difference between our higher rate on the fixed and the fixed without Fox the Market. As soon as the end of May comes, he's actually paying the correct amount for our fixed double gold. Does that make sense?
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So he isn't on variable. He's on our fixed.
Yeah, because I did a like for like. I said, and he agreed. He wanted the fixed because he wanted the security that between May and the end of September, he's on the best rate available, which it really will be. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Lindsay, unmute yourself.
Yes, can you hear me? This excellent example you've given, Lisa, is compare the old fix with whoever and with fix with us. I presume if the customer had been a variable customer, you'd compare variable with variable, would you? Okay. Correct,
absolutely. And you all understand, don't you, that the double gold variable is cheaper than the double gold.
A lot cheaper. A lot cheaper.
And the analogy I give people to help them understand is it's a bit like variable mortgages and fixed rate mortgages. You're kind of playing a game of hedging your bets. When you fix, you always pay a bit more than the current variable, because with the variable, you're at the mercy of the fluctuating rates. And I'm saying to folk, hands on heart, I know that the rates are going to rocket again in April. So this is kind of safeguarding them.
Mm.
Yeah.
There's a potential customer I have who was, the energy was something like £120 variable and about £160 a month on the fixed, which is quite a lot, actually, difference, you know. And I'm just hedging whether to tell them to go for the variable, whether to go for the fixed, you know. So it's quite a lot.
Let's give you another scenario, Lindsay.
Yeah.
They could stay on the double gold variable at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is obviously brilliantly priced.
Mm-hmm.
And then they could wait to say March and then fix. But what I cannot guarantee is that the fixed rate that we have available, whatever the issue is at that point, could be higher than the one now.
Mm.
Because in September, over the space of a week, the issues changed 3 times. It was that changing that fast. And I'll tell you why. Steve Critchley told us that there is someone in the network that works on the oil rigs up in the North Sea, and the wholesale price of gas was at 50 pence a therm round about August 2020. And by the time we got here, it was at 220 a therm. That'll give you an idea of the ridiculous rocketing wholesale price. And what people don't understand is that electric increases as well, all right, because it has a knock-on effect. So the reality is that the better to fix now, or I mean, the confidence I have is I told my parents and all my 3 daughters, fix. That's the best thing to do. And I'm really glad that they have.
Lisa,
Right. Yeah.
Lisa, I'm just a wee bit confused with everybody saves. So if I've got a customer, a potential customer coming off a 2-year fixed rate in January, and I look to sign them up in December. So is that, with everybody saves, are we going to give them essentially extending the fixed rate for another year?
No. Right, they've got a fixed rate that's going to expire the end of Jan, did you say?
Yep.
Yeah. So that will be honoured, that price, to the end of Jan. And then if they go on our fixed, they're already paying our fixed.
So the calculation is UW would calculate it to the end of January that it would revert back to the variable rate.
Supposing that, do you know who the energy company is?
No, I don't know.
You don't know at the moment. All right, let's call it, I don't know. Well, we can't call it bulb because the lights have gone out for bulb, haven't
Octopus,
they?
maybe.
Octopus, yeah, maybe octopus. All right, so let's say it was octopus. What the company will do is they will see that their rate is expiring at the end of January.
Right.
And more than likely, octopus will then have a rate that it will go up to. If that rate were to be cheaper than Utility Warehouse would honour that rate to the end of the fix. Yeah, you know the difference?
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. Any price increments, they would honour that. But the reality is, you see, Alan, we're cheaper than the other companies. That's what's happened. We are actually cheaper than the other companies. It's quite formidable. In fact, I don't know if you're aware, but actually some of the comparison services just stopped trading because there was nothing they felt that they could offer anybody. Well, that isn't true. They could offer Utility Warehouse, but they don't like Utility Warehouse because we don't pay the commissions that they earn to be in business.
Right. So Lisa, so they're coming off the deal in January. So when are they getting notified by their current provider that the rate's going up? Will it be just now? Will it be start of January? Do you know?
Utility Warehouse will know what those rates are because they're obviously anyone can get hold of them.
No, but what I'm saying is if I've got clients and will they get notified, like if it's a mortgage, they'll be notified 3 months in advance. that they're coming to the end of a fixed rate. So how do energy providers, how do they operate the same way, or do they just?
But they're obviously notified that it's coming to an end. But what can't be done, because it's such a volatile market and the way that the prices are increasing, Utility Warehouse would have to wait to see at the end of January what the price increment would be with Octopus.
No, I understand that, but my point is, I'll have clients that will they be getting letters? When will they be getting letters in from their current energy provider if they're coming off a deal?
Oh, right. Well, they should be getting it about usually just at the beginning of the month when it's due to expire.
Right.
So, for example, I've got a gentleman who I've booked him in to see him on Thursday because his current fixed rate with Utility Warehouse expires at the end of December. I can't see him before because whatever the issue might be is going to be starting from December. So I said to him, it's no good me coming in November. I'm going to go and see him because it's a massive house. He's got 3 boilers and, you know, he's been with me 16 odd years and he just wants that bit of extra, like, what's going on, Lisa? Just show me. Yeah. So he's going to get his letter literally in the next couple of days. So I'm then going to see him and we'll phone Utility Warehouse together and I'm going to be advising him to fix. He's well aware he's going to be paying an awful lot more than he has been. Because can you imagine the fixed rate going back a year ago? Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that all right?
Don't forget that they can leave their current energy 49 days before their fixed ends without penalty.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That applies to them all. Yeah. Did you get that, Alan?
Yeah.
You know, there's exit fees.
Anyway, is there? Yeah, it's not.
You know, there's exit fees.
Yeah.
All right. Those exit fees are obliterated 49 days prior to the end of the contract. So they can leave any time and there's no exit fee to pay.
Yeah, but we still get £200, don't we?
There's up to £200 to pay off exit fees, but those exit fees are not applied when it's within the last 49 days of the contract.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, what we didn't want to do, hopefully we haven't done, is confuse you. Have I managed to simplify it? That was the aim.
Yep. But just a quickie on the cashback card. I had an email today saying that the new cashback card for me would be available February, but if I wanted to actually order it early, I could make sure the app was updated and go on the app and it would then give me the facility to order the new cashback card.
Me too.
I've had that
Yeah.
difference as well.
I've
Yeah.
done
So-
mine as well. I've already
Look
done
out
mine.
for that.
Yeah, I've had my email. I haven't done it yet though. Right,
I
guys,
have just done.
because we're overrunning, please, come on. What? Oh, right, no, I've got to explain to you. There is no coaching next Tuesday because I'm going to be doing 100 miles an hour down a zip wire in North Wales. With Stuart Edmonston, probably terrifying myself. So no coaching next week. It will be the week after, but what would you like to have as the discussion? Anybody got any ideas? I'm just saying it's a holiday snap, she says, from Tenerife. Your background, Mel, is very, very nice. Come on, guys. This is your time. This is all about for you. What you would like to know. What's the stuff that you come up against? What's the things that you want help and support on?
Talking to strangers and actually breaking the ice.
Ooh.
Yes.
I love that one. That's my favourite. That's the one that I do the best. Okay, I've got it. I've written it down. That's what you get. Is that all right, folks?
Yeah.
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 Magic. Well, look, 2 weeks hence, we'll all come back 4:30, and the date is just to confirm.
14th.
It's the 14th. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for coming along. Lovely to see
Thanks,
you.
Lisa.
Thanks,
Thank
Lisa.
you.
Training.
Thank
Get
you.
yourselves on
Thank
some
you.
training. Take care.
Thank you,
Enjoy
Lisa.
next week.
So thanks. Bye. Bye.
Enjoy the zip.